Welcome to SSR Pharma Media, your trusted source for pharma knowledge. Today's series HAP Exam H Series MCQs for Success, Human Anatomy and Physiology. Today we are going to discuss about Respiratory System Part 1. Prepare, Practice, Succeed. So today we will discuss about Respiratory System Part 1, Anatomy of Respiratory System, Lungs and Mechanism of Respiration. In Part 2, we will discuss about respiratory volume and capacities. So the respiratory center is located in the option A, hypothalamus, option B, cerebellum, option C, medulla oblongata, option D, pons. So the answer is option C, medulla oblongata. So this part is called medulla oblongata. The respiratory center is located in medulla oblongata. The medullary respiratory center regulates rhythms of breathing, and while the pons modulate it. Which law explains the diffusion of gases across the alveolar membrane? Option A, Boyle's law. Option B, Dalton law. Option C, Hicks law. Option D, Charles law. So the answer is option C, Hicks law. Hicks law. The Hicks law is explaining about gas diffusion rate is proportional to surface area and pressure gradient and inversely proportional to thickness. Next, according to Boyle's law, during respiration, option A, thoracic volume increases and intrapulmonary pressure increases and air enters. Option B, thoracic volume increase and intrapulmonary pressure decreases and enters air. Option C, thoracic volume decreases and intrapulmonary pressure also decreases and enters air. Option D, thoracic volume decreases and intrapulmonary pressure increases and air enters. So the answer is option B. So thoracic volume increases and intrapulmonary pressure decreases, then air enter inside the lungs. So Boyle's law, pressure inversely proportional to volume, and inspiration increases thoracic volume and lowering blood pressure below atmospheric and causing airflow into the lungs. Next, Bohr effects refers to option A, carbon dioxide binding to hemoglobin, option B, increased oxygen release due to carbon dioxide, increased carbon dioxide and decreased pH of the blood or lungs, option C, carbon monoxide binding with hemoglobin, option D, carbon oxygen binding increased at lower pH. So the answer is option B, increased oxygen release due to increased carbon dioxide and decreased pH. So the Bohr effect enhances carbon dioxide uploading in tissues during high metabolic activity. Next, the normal respiratory rate in adult is option A, 6 to 10 minutes, option B, 12 to 16 per minute, option B, C, 20 to 30 per minute, option D, 40 to 50 per minute. So the answer is option B, 12 to 16 per minute. So the in adult average breathing per minute is 12 to 16 breath per minute. Next, the majority of carbon dioxide is transported in blood as option A, dissolved in plasma. Option B, carboimmunoglobulin. Option C, bicarbonate ion. Option D, carbonic acid. So the answer is option C, bicarbonate ion. About 70% of carbon dioxide transported as bicarbonate ion after conversion by carbonic anhydrase. Next, which of the following is not part of the conducting zone of the respiratory tract? Option A, trachea. Option B, bronchi. Option C, alveoli. Option D, terminal bronchioles. So the answer is option C, alveoli. So this part is called alveoli. Above the alveoli, this is called capillaries. So conducting zone includes nose, pharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchi, and terminal bronchioles. No gas exchanges happens. In respiratory zone begins with respiratory bronchioles, alveolar ducts and alveoli, where gas exchanges occurs. So bronchioles, this is the bronchioles. So this end of this is alveoli. Next, the right lung differs from the left lung because option A, it has only two lobes. Option B, it is smaller and has cardiac knot. Option C, it has three lobes and is shorter and wider, and it has no oblique fissure. So the answer is option C. It has three lobes and is shorter and wider. So it has three lobes, lobe 1, lobe 2, lobe 3. It's a shorter than left lung and wider. So wider than left lung. So right lung, three lobes, superior, middle, inferior, shorter and wider due to liver present in the body part. Left lung, two lobes, superior and inferior, has cardiac knot to accommodate heart. The trachea bifurcates into right and left pulmonary bronchi at the level of option A, C4 vertebra, option B, T1 vertebra, option C, T4, T5 vertebra, option D, T7 vertebra. So the answer is option C, T4, T5 vertebra, sternal angle. So trachea 10-12 centimeter long, so 10 to 12 centimeter, approximately 11 centimeter at end of the carnea, located at the sternal angle where it divides into right and left main bronchi. Which type of epithelium lies most of the respiratory tract, nasal cavity to bronchi? Option A, stratified squamous epithelium. Option B, simple squamous epithelium. Option C, pseudostratified ciliated columnar epithelium with globate cells. Option D, transitional epithelium. So the answer is option C, pseudostratified ciliated columnar epithelium with globate cells. So the this epithelium forms the respiratory mucosa with cilia for mucociliary clearance and globate cells for mucus secretions. In alveoli, simple squamous epithelium is present where the gas exchange takes place. So which of the following cartilage forms a complete ring in the larynx? Option A, thyroid cartilage. Option B, cricoid cartilage. Option C, arytenoid cartilage. Option D, epiglottis. So the answer is option B. The answer is option B. It's a cricoid cartilage. So cricoid cartilage, it contains only complete ring of cartilage in respiratory tract located below thyroid cartilage. Thyroid cartilage contains largest and shield shape. Adam's apple is also called Adam's apple. Epiglottis, it's a leaf shaped and prevent respiration. Aspiration, sorry, it's a aspiration. So arytenoid cartilage, it is a paired and controlled vocal guard. Next, trachea is supported by cartilaginous ring that are option A, complete ring of hyaline cartilage, option C, C-shaped ring of hyaline cartilage, option C, O-shaped ring of elastic cartilage, option D, incomplete rings of fibrocartilage. So the answer is option B, C-shaped rings of hyaline cartilage. It's a C-shaped ring of hyaline cartilage. So trachea has 16 to 20 C-shaped hyaline cartilage rings that keeps airway open. The open part of the C ficus posteriorly and adjacent to the esophagus and allowing flexibility during swallowing. Which cell type in alveoli secretes surfactant to reduce surface tension? Option A, type 1 pneumonocytes. Option B, type 2 pneumonocytes. Option C, macrophages. Option D, globate cells. So the answer is option B, type 2 monocytes. So pulmonary surfactant secreted by type 2 pneumonocytes reduce surface tension and preventing atelectasis. Type 1 pneumocytes sites. It is a thin squamous cells for gas exchange, and type 2 pneumonocytes, it is a cuboidal cells, secretes surfactant and prevent alveolar collapse. So alveolar macrophages defense, that means dust cells. It is that type 2, this is called type 2 pneumonocytes. The pleural cavity is the space between option A, visceral, pleural and lung tissue, option B, parietal pleura and chest wall, option C, visceral pleura and parietal pleura, option D, parietal pleura and diaphragm. So the answer is option C, visceral pleura and parietal pleura. So this is a visceral pleura and parietal pleura. Visceral pleura, it is covers lungs directly. So this is a visceral pleura, covers the lungs directly. Parietal pleura lies thoracic wall and diaphragm and mediastinum. The pleural cavity is normally 2 to 10 ml pleural fluid present. It reduces frictions during breathing. The main functions of the pleural cavity is to option A, increase lungs weight for stability. Option B, reduce friction between pleural surfaces during breathing. Option C, storage excess pleural fluid for emergencies. Option D, prevent collapse of the trachea. So the answer is option B, reduce friction between pleural surface during breathing. So this is a pleural cavity. So it's preventing the friction during breathing. The pleural cavity normally contains 2 to 10 ml of serous fluid which lubricates the visceral and parietal pleura. This reduces friction during respiration and allows smooth movement of the lungs within the thoracic cavity. During quiet respiration, which muscle is primarily responsible? Option A, internal intercostal muscle. Option B, diaphragm. Option C, abdominal muscles. Option D, sternocleidomastoid muscles. So the answer is option B, diaphragm. So the diaphragm is the diaphragm muscle. The diaphragm contracts and flattens, increases thoracic volume and lowering intrapulmonary pressure for the air entry. So next, the expiration in normal quiet breathing is mainly due to option A, active contraction of diaphragm. Option B, elastic recoil of lungs and chest wall. Option C, contraction of abdominal muscles. Option D, contraction of internal intercostals. So the answer is option B, elastic recoil of lungs and chest wall. So this is the intercostal muscle present between here. The quiet respiration is a passive process due to elastic recoil. Forced respiration uses intercostal and abdominal muscles. Which pressure keeps the lungs inflated against the thoracic wall? Option A, intrapulmonary pressure. Option B, intrapleural pressure. Option C, atmospheric pressure. Option D, transpulmonary pressure. So the answer is option B, intrapleural pressure. So intrapleural pressure is normally negative. So minus 4 mm mercury at rest compared to intrapulmonary pressure keeping lungs expanded. Next, the hearing Brewer influx is triggered by option A, chemoreceptor detecting low oxygen. Option B, baroreceptor detecting blood pressure. Option C, stretch receptor in lungs. Option D, proprioceptor in respiratory muscles. So the option C is the answer. Stretch receptors in lungs. The pulmonary stretch receptors prevent overinflation of lungs by inhibiting further inspiration. That means protective reflex. Next, during forced inspiration, which accessory muscles are recruited? Option A, diaphragm and external intercostal muscles. Option B, sternocleidomastoid and scalene muscles. Option C, internal intercostal and abdominal muscles. Option D, lattice. Option D, latissimus dorsi and trapezius muscle. So the answer is option B, sternocleidomastoid and scalenoid muscles. So in labor breathing, accessory inspiratory muscles are involving that means it keep the elevate ribs and sternum during respiration. Surfactant reduces alveolar surface tension, thereby option A, increasing alveolar collapse. Option B, preventing alveolar collapse. Option C, increasing airway resistance. Option D, increasing indiffusion distance. So the answer is option B, preventing alveolar collapse. Next, which statement about expiration is true? Option A, quiet respiration requires active muscle contraction. Option B, forced expiration recruits internal intercostal and abdominal muscles. Option C, expirations increases thoracic volume. Option D, Expiration decreases intrapulmonary pressure below atmospheric pressure. So the answer is option B. Forced expiration recruits internal intercostal abdominal muscles. So quiet respiration is passive. In forced respiration, internal intercostal depress ribs and abdominal muscles push diaphragm upward and reducing thoracic volume. Next, the hearing Burr reflex prevents option A hypoxia, option B hyperventilation, option C overinflation of lungs, option D collapse of alveoli. So the answer is option C overinflation of lungs. So stretch receptors in lungs inhibit inspiration when lungs are inflated excessively. Next, the primary site of gas exchange in the lungs is option A bronchi, option B bronchioles, option C alveoli, option D trachea. So the answer you tell in comment. If you like this, please subscribe and share and likes. So all of you join in our WhatsApp community. You will get hands out material and test series. So thank you. Like, subscribe, share.